Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulonding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
It's a warm reception to our studio here in Serekunda. This is Star TV News with me, Maymunaju Fadera. In the headlines tonight, President Barrow receives ECOWAS President. The Minister of Higher Education presents NACA Bill 2020 before the National Assembly. Schools in Titanunku benefit from Karmic Angel. The Inspector General of Police inaugurates Police Line Clinic. Skybank unveils new corporate identity. Mysterious stories of Wasu and Kirbach stone circles. In other news, Ethiopian refugees in Sudan face hunger. UN COVID-19 will increase humanitarian needs in 2021. Biden wins over Trump in Arizona, Wisconsin confirmed. Well, those were the headlines, and now the news in details. His Excellency President Adama Barrow on Tuesday receives the ECOWAS Commission President Her Excellency Jean-Claude Cassibrou at State House. The visit was geared towards strengthening the consultation process between the Gambia and ECOWAS on various issues. Maria Madam has more.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you. You okay? Hello.
The visit allowed them to discuss on various issues with common interests, including the economic troop in the Gambia, COVID-19 impact on the Gambia's economy, security reform process, and the reject draft constitution, among others. The ECOWAS President, Claude Cassibrou, says he is impressed with the way the Gambia government has been handling the COVID-19 situation in the country despite the challenges.
We took this opportunity to see a bit how the situation, for example, of the COVID-19 sanitary situation and the impact on the economy. And we were very pleased to notice that with all the action taken by the government and the authorities, the sanitary situation of the COVID-19 has really improved. And we really commended the authorities for that, for the work that has been done. You know, we are following this situation at the regional level. The impact on the economy also, we have discussed that, and the government has been taking action to revive some of the sectors that have been impacted, as many countries have been impacted by the COVID-19, various economic and social sectors in many countries of ECOWAS. So we are very pleased for all the measures that the government is taking, has been taking and is taking. And we are confident that all those actions will allow the country, the economy to really continue on its growth path, and which is really good for the Gambian and the Gambia and also for ECOWAS region.
He also expressed satisfaction with the economic troop in the country, saying they are here to help in maintaining the peace and stability of the country.
Of course, as you know, we have our fourth year, the economic, that has been here for the past 3 years. We were pleased to hear from the authority that they are pleased with ECOMIG, that ECOMIG has done a very good work. Its objective was to help the country in terms of maintaining peace, bringing stability, and also helping the security reform system by training and support to the forces of the Gambian military forces. So the authority are very pleased with the work of ECOMIG. We are, of course, pleased also to indicate that the authorities, that mean the head of state of ECOWAS, in the last meeting in September, have decided to extend the mission of ECOMIG. So I think that's something that is really positive. And also some discussion about maybe taking into account of the evolution of the situation, how to really maybe transform some of these forces. But those are things that we will continue to discuss with the authorities, because the number one priority is the peace and the stability of the Gambia. It's important for the Gambian, it's important for the country, and it's important for ECOWAS as a region.
President Jane noted that ECOWAS is behind the Gambia government on its security reform process, the draft constitution and the TRRC, among other issues. The Economic Community of West African States, also known as ECOWAS, is a regional political and economic union of 15 countries located in West Africa. The ECOWAS serve as a peacekeeping force in the region, with member states occasionally sending joint military forces to intervene in the bloc's member countries at times of political instability and unrest. Mariam Adem, reporting for Star TV News.
The National Accreditation and Quality Assurance Authority NACA Bill 2020 was brought for the second reading before the National Assembly to debate on the general principle of the bill. The first reading of the NACA Bill 2020 was done last month, and yesterday was the appointed date for the second reading in accordance with Standing Order Clause 66, Subclause 2. The Minister of Higher Education said that the bill seeks to provide a proper framework to supervise and govern the public and private tertiary and secondary institutions in the Gambia. The bill also seeks to widen accessibility to quality and relevant public and private tertiary as well as higher education, but regulating and guiding the registration and licensing, accreditation and the general management of tertiary and higher institutions in the Gambia. It also seeks to monitor the quality of the programs in the tertiary and higher institutions in the Gambia. Badara Aliou Diouf, the Minister of Higher Education who placed the bill, said it aims at indigenizing and domesticating the Authorities Act to meet the labor needs of the country. Debating on the merits and general principle of the bill, the NAM for Serekunda, Halifa Saleh, said that education is a public concern as they must not be misled as Africans when it comes to education.
So it is important that we understand the trajectory of building our educational institutions. We must ensure that sovereign national wealth is utilized in order to build the educational institutions that will provide the services that our people need. So in that regard, I must conclude by emphasizing that having this institution, it must come up with the policies that are public policies of public concern, seeing education as a public matter, and therefore the linkage between institutions and our development will then be properly delineated. Thank you very much.
As the debate continued, the NAM for Busumbala Sekuba Jaju added that the National Accreditation Quality Assurance Authority should be given the full support it needs and the proper legal framework to do research and monitoring.
I think it's worth supporting, and it's something that we need to give them that legal power to be able to do their oversight over these institutions. Madam Speaker, education to me, basic education from home, you try to build a child's mind, to be able to recognize his or her competence. Then, but for tertiary education, you prepare the individual to be able to fit himself in the economic activity. Madam Speaker, it's going to be so disheartening if a university will start to lobby for jobs, because when he was studying, he doesn't see himself or herself fit into the economic atmosphere of the country.
He added that 85% of the population have access to education, but their biggest problem is quality. And in that case, he added that NACA's bill must be amended. Suwaibu Ture, NAM for Woolly West, spoke in support of the bill, added that the bill is to harmonize and ensure to meet the international standards, appealing that the bill should be looked at because it will benefit our children, as the only way to the nation is to build the education. The bill was unanimously supported by the NAMs, leading to its consideration. Karmic Angel, a charitable organization, over the weekend reached out to the community of Sitanunko in Lower River region. The motive was to get first-hand information on the difficulties faced in their nursery and lower basic schools. The organization also made donations of learning materials. Omar Job files in this report.
Karmic Angel is a UK-based charitable organization whose aim and objective is to bring development and help to the doorstep of every Gambian. Their focus is on education, health, electricity, agriculture, sports, clothing, and clean drinking water, among other things. Lamin Silla, principal of the school, said he was very delighted to receive such a delegation which was ready to help the school. He added that the school has graduated many students who are now in junior schools. He said when he took over the nursing school, he started with 2 classrooms, but now that has increased to 3 classrooms. He used to have 37 students, but now he has up to 63 students. Mr. Silla advised parents to take their children to school whenever they reach the age. The headmaster shared some of the difficulties they faced, among which bad verandas, absence of classroom floor tiles, and insufficient learning materials for the nursery school to move forward, as government does not have enough resources for them. They also lack playing materials for the children and furniture in the classrooms, as they are following the COVID-19 protocols of social distancing. They lack good toilet facilities, electricity, and most importantly, clean water supply. According to him, if they help them with electricity, they will help provide a video learning system for the students. Kausu Baro, chairman of Karmic Angel Gambia chapter, said the importance of the organization and also the materials it provided to the school.
Yes, in the boxes there we have educational materials. We have books. We also have some clothes that will be given to our ECD children, that is the 3 years, 4 years kids. We also have some items that is for medical purposes. We have a lot of materials. Some of them are actually for sport materials in these boxes. Yeah.
Mr. Barrow admitted that they do not have all the resources to help, but told them their plans.
Yes, as I said, we don't actually have the capacity. We are not having the actual capacity right now. What we are doing is mobilizing the resources through Facebook GoFundMe, and also to seek for more partnership funding. We are also engaging in our own local resource mobilization membership fee. So what is required here is roughly to $1 million, which is required to do all these works. That's why we are here today. So we hopeful if everything goes as planned, though COVID-19 is one of the reasons why we thought that the funds were not forthcoming from the donors, because if you set a GoFundMe, people are not responding, they have a challenge. But we are hoping we'll be having these funds as soon as possible in order to come and support these people.
He advised parents to educate their children, as that will help greatly in the lives of their parents in the future. A memorandum of understanding has been between the school and Karmic Angel since 2012 to help develop the school. The nursery school was built by the association, and since its inception has always been coming to their aid. For Star TV, I am Omar Job.
The Inspector General of Police on Tuesday presided over the inaugural ceremony of the Gambia Police Force Clinic in Banjul at the police complex. The clinic is expected to improve the health standard of the police officers and the residents within the vicinity of the police line complex. Mode Elbaji reports.
Improving the living conditions of the members of the Gambia Police Force will contribute immensely in the execution of their duties as law enforcement officers. The renovation of the clinic was funded by the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GCCI. During his remarks, the Inspector General of the Gambia Police Force, Momar Job, seized the opportunity to extend salutation to the leadership of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
I decided to consult good partners And I was fortunate that the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry made a commitment to support me to make sure that the police clinic is renovated to standard. They have done part of the contribution.
The president of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Idrissa Mas Job, said the police have a very important role to play in enhancing peace and security. He added that the clinic will improve the partnership between the Gambia police and the public.
The IGP, and when we were invited to come and help, we thought that it was a noble initiative, but it was also at the time in line with what we were trying to do at the chamber. When COVID knocked at our doors, we thought that the Gambia might not have all the physical and physical infrastructure and expertise to help, but we can try by protecting the most vulnerable. And we thought that the police were exposed because they were the ones going everywhere, collecting the people that were suspect and everything. So it was already in line with our philosophy of helping the most exposed. And we are happy that the project was implemented. It's always comforting to see that the help that we have given has gone to the right place. And we wish you well and hope that this will not only benefit the police in police lines, but also our neighborhood. My sister is sitting around because we have seen that COVID is a disease of the community. You cannot protect yourself and not protect your neighbor. So I don't know by what mechanism, but we hope that it will also serve beyond just policemen, but also serve your neighbors.
The police clinic will not only benefit the police officers, but its neighboring communities. However, maintaining this facility is also another big challenge to the Gambia Police Force, as such a place requires regular maintenance. For Star TV, I am Modu El Paji.
Skybank Gambia Limited has unveiled its new corporate identity. The new name of the bank is now Bloombank Africa Gambia Limited. The new brand was launched at its head office in Kariba Avenue and was graced by the Honorable Minister of Finance as well as the Governor of the Central Bank. Our Sani has the details in this report.
Skybank, now Bloombank, was incorporated in Banjul on 4th June 2008 as a subsidiary of Skybank plc in Nigeria. It began operation in 2009, a decade today. The Ministry of Finance, Honorable Mamburinjai, who was the former board chairman of the bank, said it was an honor and privilege to witness a new era of success for the bank after being part of its development a decade ago. He said the bank has over the years been reputable, steady, reliable, and persistent in delivering of its services. The governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, Boaseidi, said that with the new branding of the bank, it is expected to come with more innovative products and services for both the existing and new potential customers of the bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the expectation that the rebranding will come with more innovative products and services to the growing needs of both the existing and the potential customers of the bank. It is important to note that part of the mandate of the Central Bank of the Gambia is to encourage and promote sustainable economic development. This includes the efficient and effective allocation of resources underpinned by a sound financial system. In this vein, the Central Bank of the Gambia looks forward to greater intermediation through diversified distribution of sectorial credits, financial inclusion, and the increased use of electronic platforms to deliver financial services and products. Finally, I thank the bank for the invitation and the audience for their kind attention.
He added that it is part of the mandate of the Central Bank of the Gambia to promote the sustainability of the economic development. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Bloom Bank, Mr. Sonny Anwal, highlighted that they chose Bloom Bank as the new name of the bank because it represents bonding, flourishing, and prosperity with an outlook of Pan-Africanism.
You may then ask, why Bloom? Bloom represents bonding, flourishing, and prosperity. As a bank, we are passionate about helping businesses, individuals, institutions in the Gambia to grow and develop by providing products that speak to their inherent needs. As a flower blooms, so are we as a bank, committed to providing the right mix of capital, technology, and expertise through partnership that engenders the movement of resources from areas of surplus to areas of deficit.
He urged the general public to bloom with them and experience better banking services with their innovative products. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasane.
As part of efforts to promote ecotourism and history in the Gambia, Star TV visited the stone circles in Niani district and Kirbach in the Central River region to ascertain the mysterious narrations about the stone circles in these two areas. Mori El Baje tells us more.
They might look like eroded concrete pillars to many, but they were erected by the indigenous people within these two areas. Other historians believe that the places were graveyards to the indigenous people in these two regions. And due to the mysterious narrations about the things that happen at these two places, it has attracted tourist authorities to use the area as a tourist attraction center. The Director General of the National Center for Arts and Culture, Hasimu Sise, gave a synopsis about the stones, noting that only 2% is known about these stones. But what is clear is that the places were graveyards.
Well, this is the Kirbach stone circle site. Since 2006, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, meaning that it is a site which has been adjudged by UNESCO to be of universal value to humankind. So really, its power, its significance, goes beyond the Gambia. It is like a property of humankind. And now the stone circles are found in various parts in the Gambia. From our inventory, we have nearly 300 stone circle sites. Some are also across the border in Senegal. In fact, when we were doing the UNESCO nomination, we did it together, with Senegal. They are mysterious. I can say maybe only between 2 and 5% of their significance is known to us historians. Research is still going on. And what is this 2% we know is that they were burial sites. Because from 1965, with the first digging, archaeological digging in the site, it was discovered that from 4 to 5 meters below the ground, inside the circles, you have human skeletons. Some of them as long as 2.70 meters. So they must have been very, very tall human beings. The skulls are there, the whole skeletons, complete. Now, beside the skeletons, you have what I can call, earthly goods. Things like bangles, rings, pots, spears, hoes, things which, like human beings, will use. That also tells us that, apart from the fact that they were burial sites, the people who were buried there also, they believe in life after death. That is why they are buried with, their belongings.
He added that the historians could not substantiate the type of people buried on these sites, and research is underway in order to gain more knowledge about the story of these stones, Mr. Sise revealed. Kirbach is the only site within the sub-region which has a stone with V-shape, which makes the area unique Batmbai is a native of Kerbach and he is the caretaker at the stone circles. Mr. Mbai said that his late father was the one in charge of the area. He also narrated the mysterious things he witnessed and what he learned from his father about the place. The stone circle in Wasu and Kerbach are part of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the Gambia. However, the stones have been in this place since time immemorial, but historians and archaeologists could not specify the type of human beings buried in these graves. Reporting for Star TV, I am Modu El Baji.
Well, those were the local stories. We'll be back with the international news after the short commercial break. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulanding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gosh, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gosh Group also provides the best security company, Gosh Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gosh Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gosh on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gosh Global Group on Bertel Harding Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.goshglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh.
Welcome back. After that short commercial break, we now look at the news beyond our borders. Tens of thousands of people have fled fighting in Ethiopia for refugee camps in neighboring Sudan, but adjusting to the sudden lifestyle change is proving difficult. Aid agencies say there is enough food to go around, but many say their nutritional needs are not being met. Al Jazeera's Mohammed Val reports.
Driven by hunger, refugees queue for lunch at the Kuba camp. The food is prepared and served by relief groups with the help of refugees, but the choices are limited.
These people have been living on lentil soup with a portion of sorghum porridge for 20 days. This type of food doesn't necessarily suit everyone.
We have only this type of food that you see here. I had it for 14 days. Now people are throwing it away. They don't want it anymore.
The World Food Programme is the main provider of aid relief in the camps. It says every registered refugee gets enough to eat. This is the main food store of the WFP program inside the camp. They say what is available here is enough to feed 8,000 people for an entire month, and more is coming soon. So according to them, there is no shortage of food in the camp. Rations include red sorghum, lentils, cooking oil, salt, and food supplements for newborns and nursing mothers.
This is early days. Hopefully we'll get all of these people off the porridge as quickly as possible. The key is we get them registered, and then as soon as that's the case, then we will be giving them monthly rations. They'll be able to manage it themselves.
75-year-old Tariki barely starts eating when he abandons his meal. But a few in the camp are being creative. This woman was a government accountant in Homera. She's 6 months pregnant. She has boycotted the porridge and started a little food business of her own.
We never ate this type of food back home. We simply don't know it. We can't eat it. Since I had a little bit of cash, I bought some wheat flour to make bread and soup that suits my taste.
Let Abraham makes bread and soup for her family and sells what's left over, using the money to buy more supplies. Supplying a demand for food people here want to eat, while aid groups do what they can to manage a humanitarian crisis. Mohammed Val, Al Jazeera, the Kuba camp for Ethiopian refugees in Sudan.
The United Nations is warning that a record of 235 million people will require humanitarian aid over the coming year, an increase of 40% over last year's figure. The global body is appealing for $35 billion and says the need for food and other assistance has grown more urgent because of the coronavirus pandemic. Al Jazeera's James Bay reports from the United Nations, New York, the US.
Around the world, more people are suffering hardship than ever before. Every year, it seems, when the UN announces the money it needs to deal with humanitarian emergencies across the globe, the figures get bigger and bigger. The UN estimates that because of COVID-19, 235 million people will need humanitarian assistance, an increase of 40% over the figure last year. It's appealing for $35 billion to meet the need.
It's the darkest and bleakest I've ever seen in more than 35 years of doing this kind of work. And what's happened is we've had the accumulation over many years of conflict problems and climate change problems. And now on top of that, we've got the, if you like, the triple whammy of COVID. Because of COVID, we've got a 40% increase, the biggest increase we've ever had in the number of people who might not survive next year without help and assistance, to 235 million people.
Yemen is still the worst humanitarian emergency in the world. The UN has identified 56 countries that most need assistance. What's worrying them is that many of those have a deteriorating situation, and there are new places being added to the list this year: Ethiopia, Nagorno-Karabakh and Mozambique. James Bays, Al Jazeera of the United Nations.
U.S. President-elect Joe Biden's election victory in the battleground states of Wisconsin and Arizona was confirmed following a partial recount in Wisconsin that resulted in Biden's gaining more votes and the certification of results in Arizona. The Trump campaign had challenged the Arizona result in court, and Trump is expected to continue appealing against the result. Al Jazeera's Christine Salome reports from Delaware, the U.S.
The governor of Arizona, a Republican, makes it official, signing off on election results declaring Democrat Joe Biden the winner in his state by just over 10,000 votes. Arizona's Secretary of State assured voters the election was conducted by the book.
Transparency, accuracy, and fairness in accordance with Arizona's laws and elections procedures, despite numerous unfounded claims to the contrary.
Those claims coming from none other than President Donald Trump and his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, who met with some Arizona state Republicans still looking for evidence of fraud that is yet to materialize, while the president's supporters gathered outside. 4 out of 5 legal challenges waged by Republicans in Arizona have been dismissed by the courts. In Wisconsin, the president's campaign paid $3 million for recounts in 2 counties. But that only turned up more votes for Biden, and that state, too, has now officially been certified for the Democrat.
A recount is essentially an audit of the process that verifies the accuracy of the balloting process that takes place on Election Day. I promised that this would be a transparent and fair process, and it was.
Both Wisconsin and Arizona were won by Trump in 2016. This makes Joe Biden the first Democrat to win a presidential election in Arizona since 1996. President Trump has 5 days to contest the results there and in Wisconsin, which he is expected to do. Kristen Salumi, Al Jazeera, Wilmington, Delaware.
Well, before we end the news, a quick recap of our headlines. President Barrow receives ECOWAS President. The Minister of Higher Education presents NACA Bill 2020 before the National Assembly. Schools in Titanunku benefit from Karmic Angel. The Inspector General of Police inaugurates Police Line Clinic. Skybank unveils new corporate identity. Mysterious stories of Wasu and Kirbaj stone circles. In other news, Ethiopian refugees in Sudan face hunger. UN COVID-19 will increase humanitarian needs in 2021. Biden wins over Trump in Arizona, Wisconsin confirmed. Well, that's all for this edition of the news. Do enjoy the rest of our wonderful programs. Join us tomorrow for more news. Thanks for your time. It's bye for now.